Hello everyone, welcome back to Parkitect and welcome back to Six Flags Discovery Mountain. So this episode is called Finishing Touches. You'd have thought that would be the last episode in the series before the park tour, but it's not. We've got one more area to build after this, which should only take one episode. So I planned for there to be 2 more episodes. I just did it in this order because it just works out a little bit easier for what I had planned. So this one really is, we're just doing odds and sods, getting a few things finished that needed doing, and yeah, working on random different bits of the park. I had ideas in my head that I just never got around to doing, so these are some of them. The main thing we build in this is the second train station, which has needed to be done for a while really, and it comes out looking quite nice actually in the end. I'm quite happy with it. This is the first attempt at it. I like all the colours, but I didn't like the shape and the style of it, so what I did was I kept all the pieces, just put them all to one side, took the whole thing down and built it again using the same pieces in a different sort of layout. So yeah, it's fairly simple. It's just quite a traditional, like generic looking station sort of thing, like the Six Flags park will probably have. It wasn't copied from any images or anything. I just sort of made it up as I went along. Just trying a different technique there as well, of using the pavilions as a dormer on the roof, which I think looks alright, works out quite well. Yeah, not really an awful lot to say about it, to be honest. Obviously I built a sort of wooden footpath bridge over the tracks to get you into the station itself, which I had to mess about with quite a lot to get everything looking right. I ended up shortening the station, and then later on, once it's finished, I had to put the 2 bits of station platform back in, because the trains only had 1 carriage on them and they just looked stupid, so I needed the station to be longer. But it's alright because we cover it up with some station covers and stuff and it ends up looking not too bad. Yeah, these pieces are all very simple, generic pieces. It's pretty much, could be a vanilla build this if it wasn't for using Construction Anarchy. Bit more the traditional sort of stuff that I used to do in the game really. And yeah, it looks alright. Just using the sort of, it looks much better this version than the first one I did. Just using the different sort of roof shapes and stuff, and then putting in some planters. I love that with the new DLC you can recolour them little planters. You can actually change the grass colour on, same with the little plants and flowers and stuff. Just gives you a bit more variation, so I'm really happy with that. And then we add a clock to the front of the station building, and I think I added a sign as well. Oh yeah, I just colour the roof there, that first bit of the roof a different colour, again just for a bit of variation, and I think it looks better. So yeah, all in all, that's pretty much that complete. Yeah, I just put station there in the sign. Oh, I like the new fonts as well. There's different fonts now for the text, which is great. So yeah, it's all the little things in this new DLC that really make it come together. Really happy with some of the little details that we've got in the pack. Just adding some borders then and pillars and stuff to the bridge there to make it look a bit more complete. Yeah, what to say really about the channel in general at the moment. Obviously we had a bit of a break for a couple of weeks. I'm back in the games now. Didn't think I was going to be able to get this one out as quick as I have. Just had a bit of extra spare time to do the recording for this one as well. In a couple of weeks I've got a week off as well from work, so I should be able to get some more content up. I like to put as many videos up as I can. During the lockdown we had one every day for a while. I just can't do that anymore, do you know what I mean? This isn't a full-time thing for me. but I like to try and get on YouTube as much as I can. I've not been very active commenting or in the community or anything recently, so I do apologise for that. It's literally been, if the computer's been on, it's just been to play the games, and for editing I've not really gone on YouTube much other than that, to be honest. But yeah, we will start getting back into things. So here we're just building the quarry wall all the way along, because I thought it looked a bit daft just having it where the coaster was. Sort of like Six Flags Over Texas, they have a quarry that runs all the way along the back. So yeah, that's that done. Pretty simple job, just copying and pasting with the blueprints. Here I'm adding some signs, some like advertising banners to some of the lampposts, which is something you see a lot in Six Flags parks. I just got 3 different banners off Google Images, sized them down, and put them in the custom signs you can make in the game. They're quite small, so you can't really see them that well, but they give the general idea of what they're supposed to be. And it just took a bit of playing about with to get it right. I had to delete bits of path and then put it back in where the path would have been. But yeah, all in all, just one of the details that I've meant to do for ages and not got around to, so that's really what this episode is all about, just the finishing touches. There's no point in me making the next episode a surprise, really. I suppose I'll just talk about it now. We're going to do a Looney Tunes Movie Town, I think it's called, and I think that might be in Six Flags St. Louis, but I'm sure a few of the parks have got it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't really know much about my Six Flags parks. I've only been to one of them, but the yeah, it's basically going to be the kids area, like the family area for the park. So yeah, just a few junior rides and some nice theming there. We'll go in and that will pretty much be it. Like I say, that should just take the one episode, so I think we'll have that up by next weekend at the latest, and then when I get a good amount of time, a good chance, I will do the full tour of the park, walk you around just like we did in Europa Empire, my previous park, and show you everything that I've built in real-time mode, go on all the coasters, and yeah, just sum up the series, really, finish it off nicely, and that's it really. On to the next project from there. So yeah, it's coming to an end finally. I mean, this has been quite a long series, no longer than the other parks I've done in terms of episodes, but the amount of time between each episode going up, I've been doing other things and playing more of the other games as well, so it's just how things have worked out, really. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how the park's looking now. I think it really does resemble a Six Flags park. The best it can do in a game like this. So here we're just adding foliage in, really just trying to cover up any areas. And at this point I work on a candy floss shop, which for some reason I always had in my head as something I want to put in the park. Not sure if I've seen it in any pictures of Six Flags parks or videos or anything before, or if it is just something completely in my head, which is probably more likely. But yeah, it's a very basic building. Just houses, candy floss stall and the depot thing where they get the deliveries from. Pretty simple stuff. I stick the candy floss prop on it and stuff, and put a little sign there, and that's pretty much it. Simple, but I think it looks quite nice, and it just fills in that little gap there quite nicely too, between the sort of Asian area and the rest of the park. And that's really what this episode's about, just filling in gaps, because you do get a lot of parks, especially Six Flags parks and big American parks, have a lot of land between each coaster and each area, and usually they fill it in with just little things like that give guests a chance to sort of have a break from the rides and do other things. Like the midway stuff, I was going to put much more of that in, but I thought the ones that I put into the DC superheroes area were enough. That didn't feel like we needed too much more of that stuff. For this building, it didn't really have a backstage or anything, and to be honest, I don't think it really needs one for this build. I'll probably just leave it as it is. Probably should have whacked an AC unit and a couple of pipes on it or whatever, but it's fine. For some reason the circus tent there deleted itself. I really don't know why, so we put that back in as well. And I have a little bit of fun playing about with the ground, wondering why there's a line around the edge, and then I realised that that's something that the new DLC does. When you click on a ride, it puts an outline round it, or a scenery piece or anything. It outlines it to show you've selected it, and I didn't realise that at the time, so I thought there was some problem with the pathing, and obviously when I clicked off it I realised that it was fine. So that was all that done. Just building here a little shed for the trains, again just for your realism, sort of connected it to the backstage area there. Very, very basic building there. And finally building a railway bridge here, which I did have a Google image that I wanted to copy it from ages ago, but I deleted it or lost it or whatever, so I just went with a completely random bridge here, but it turns out quite nice, quite happy with that. Other than that, it's just a case of extending the station platform. Like you can see there, the train only has one carriage on it, so just changing that, putting a little bit more foliage in, and that's pretty much it for today's episode then. Thank you for watching today's episode, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.